Chapter 28, Coveting Someone's Beauty. The group of Zhou Mu wore expressions akin to being completely flabbergasted. It took them quite a while to digest this fact. After a considerable time had passed, Shen Minghe asked with a complicated look on his face, "So, all these years, you and Liu Yu were merely using each other as shields?" Ji Tang pondered, thinking about Liu Yu's recent sudden marriage without any warning signs. Taking a sip of her red wine, she gave a somewhat ambiguous answer, something like that. When she had suggested faking a romantic relationship with Liu Yu all those years ago, it was indeed to use him as a shield. However, as for Liu Yu's true intentions, she had no idea. At this moment, Zhou Mu asked her, "Then why did you have to choose Liu Yu?" Ji Tang didn't quite understand. Zhou Mu gestured towards himself, Shen Minghe, and Shen Minghe, saying, "Aren't the three of us great options too?" Especially himself. As Ji Tang's superior, having a romantic rumor with his subordinate would be even more effective as a shield. Ji Tang looked at them one by one and then replied, "You guys aren't very suitable." The three of them, Ji Tang continued, "You guys have no filter." The three of them, too much. Shen Minghe leaned back on the sofa, his legs crossed, a half-smoked cigarette between his fingers. With a click of his tongue, he muttered, "Even Dr. Su is like that. There are so many influential figures in Xiang City. You and a few others really had to choose that playboy, Liu." Ji Tang raised an eyebrow at him. "You're talking like you guys aren't playboys yourselves." Shen Minghe, the other two playboys. After teasing them a bit, Ji Tang couldn't understand why Liu suddenly got married. She asked Shen Minghe and the others, "Did Liu mention why he got married to Dr. Su?" Shen Minghe, whose broken heart was aching deeply, responded with a bitter tone, "Why else would he? He was lusting after her beauty." Ji Tang suppressed a smile. "So, Dean Cheng, you're also coveting Dr. Su's beauty." Shen Minghe instinctively wanted to nod, but he suddenly realized the trap in Ji Tang's words. He immediately denied. "What nonsense! Am I really that shallow?" Shen Minghe's inner thoughts at this moment. For someone like Liu, unless he's gone mad, he wouldn't provoke him. Ji Tang was about to make a sarcastic remark, but her words were abruptly interrupted by an incoming call. Looking at the agent's number on the screen, she raised an eyebrow and answered the call. "Zhu Wan Ci, what can I do for you?" A capable and stern female voice came from the other end, indicating a no-nonsense, strong-willed woman, Miss Tang. "I've arranged an endorsement deal for you. A driver will be at the Blue Night Bar in 10 minutes. Ji Tang's head instantly began to hurt. She lowered her voice, attempting to negotiate with her tenacious manager, Sister Kinking. "I've only had a 2-day break. Can you give me another day to rest?" Zhuan Kinking had just left the Wanying Entertainment building. While listening to Ji Tang's attempt at bargaining, her expression remained solemn. She glanced at her wrist, then said, Tang, you have 9 minutes left." Upon hearing this, Ji Tang knew she had no room for maneuver. Chapter 28, Coveting Someone's Beauty. Resignedly hanging up the call, Ji Tang grabbed her bag and stood up. As she was leaving, she shot an unfriendly glare at Zhou Mu, who was sitting across the table with a leisurely and carefree expression. Zhou Mu innocently asked, "Why are you glaring at me?" He waved his phone in his hand. "I've been with you the whole time." "Not adding to your workload. Your manager is an extraordinary career-driven woman. And you're blaming me." When Ji Tang had just started in the entertainment industry, her family strongly opposed her involvement. Because of this, no one dared to take Ji Tang as a client due to fear of offending her family. It was in this context that Zhuan Kinking stepped up, pushing aside other actresses and wholeheartedly supporting Ji Tang. According to Zhuan Kinking's words, she saw Ji Tang's talent and determination. After all, everyone in the industry hoped that their artists would become popular. For Ji Tang, who had entered the entertainment world with enthusiasm and determination, Zhuan Kinking's support was akin to paving a path for her. Over the years, Ji Tang and Zhuan Kinking supported each other, climbing step by step to their current achievements despite the skepticism of others. One became the most powerful top-tier talent agent in the industry, The other became a household name as a reigning actress for 3 consecutive years. As a result, Ji Tang had always regarded Zhuang Qingqing as her kindred spirit and mentor. She never refused any of Zhuang Qingqing's arrangements, just like today's endorsement, even though she wanted to steal a couple of days for herself for Zhuang Qingqing's sake. She politely declined for a moment and then obediently went to work. After Ji Tang left, Cheng Yizhou was scrolling through his phone. Not long after, he stood up, ready to leave. Zhou Mu promptly stopped him. "Cheng Yizhou, where are you going again?" Without turning back, Cheng Yizhou replied while walking away. "Master wants to find a way to get a semi-official position at Hualin Hospital and be a colleague." With my goddess, Zhou Mu and Shen Minghe couldn't fathom Cheng Yizhou's bizarre decision. Wasn't Cheng Yizhou the respected director of a private hospital? Why would he lower himself to become a mere doctor at Hualin Hospital? *****. Meanwhile, on the other side, Leshen Group, CEO's office, Chen Heng entered with a file in his hand and reported to Liu as he walked to his desk. "Boss, the investigation is complete. All the shares of Hualin Hospital are currently under the name of General Manager Fu." Liu took the file. Looking at the detailed changes in Hualin Hospital's shareholding structure over the years, he frowned slightly. Chen Hen continued, "Although Hualin Hospital seems to be jointly controlled by several major shareholders, General Manager Fu had monopolized all the shares as early as 3 years ago, sidelining all other shareholders, including Director Lin." Liu skimmed through the file and then tossed it onto the desk. He leaned back in his chair, fingers interlaced, and asked, "How much is the breach of contract penalty in Wanwan's employment contract? Have you found out?" Chen Heng hesitated for a moment before replying. "It seems to be 10 billion. 10 billion was nothing more than a drop in the bucket for Liu. However, the challenge lay in the fact that Su Wan Ci wouldn't accept his money. Through these past few days of interaction, Liu had already realized that she didn't want any financial entanglement with him. Aside from the identity of Mrs. Liu, she wanted nothing from him. Seeing Liu lost in thought, Chen Heng spoke hesitantly. "Boss, all the shares of Hualin Hospital are in General Manager Fu's hands. Based on the current situation, he won't sell the shares to us.